Hi everybody, WD-40. I'm going to do a quickie lasagna video. So what I got here is some onions, whoa, and some chopped meat. Fogging up my camera. There's no rush on them. Let's try to get some of that steam off the camera. Alright, I got some more gut here. I put salt, pepper, onion powder, garlic powder on the chopped meat with some onion. Right now what I'm going to do is the ricotta. So the trick to this is going to mix ricotta with an egg, salt and pepper. And I'm going to shut this camera off to have better accessibility. Alright, my camera's not fogged and got the chopped meat still going. I'm not in a rush. And I got the ricotta here. I always season it. So you just do layers of salt and pepper and more ricotta. And what you want to do is you want to actually save some unseasoned ricotta for the top. Alright, so we'll keep that there on the side. And now we got more salt, more pepper. I'll put some in here too, because you can use the container that it comes with to season it up. And now you just break an egg in there. And I'm going to stir this around, add this back into there. And let me shut off this camera so I got two hands free. Alright, I'm rocking and a rolling, and I got my ricotta on the side. I got my ricotta mixed with salt, pepper, and egg. I got my chopped meat almost done. Whoop, steaming up the camera again. And I got, let me clear this up. Alright, I got my oven-ready lasagna. No boiling required. You just have to add a little more water to it. And, you know, more traditional of a dude. But in this case, I am going to make a quickie lasagna because I've been craving it while I'm drinking my coffee. And I'm going to use Tuttoroso crushed tomatoes because they're so good. And I also put olive oil on this pan, and I washed it so it had a little water on it, but you just want to make it so it don't stick to the thing. And let me shut this off and I'm going to get going with the layers. Okay, so we're back and I have this oven ready lasagna, and you can see it almost takes up the whole pan, or it doesn't take up, it's too big for the pan. So what we're going to do is we're going to just drop the first layer in like so. You don't have to worry about it being perfect. Just going to be the base for what we're about to do. And then of course you cover it with more sauce. This time I'm using crushed tomatoes. I also have a can of Victoria free Diavolo, which I'm going to mix in with it, but this is just for the base right now. Okay, so now I got that. And now on with the mixed ricotta. You do a chunk, you do a chunk, you do a chunk, and this will all spread out once it's cooking. So once again, you don't have to be over OCD with this. It will work itself out. And now my chopped meat is ready. It's not burnt because I had it with the lid on it, but it's fully cooked with the onion. And I will do a layer of that going in to the ricotta. So I'm going to make some space.
Do you want me to try cheese?
No, I'm good. I'm good. Basically what we got is meat, ricotta, and mutts. And a little Peccorino Romano. I'm going to use the same spoon as I used for the sauce because... And yeah, this chopped meat is a little greasy, but I'm not making diet food here, people. I'm way too fat for that. We don't want to overdo the meat, because you need it more for the upper layers. Alright, and that should be about enough for the first layer. And now I go drop another layer of noodles. And the next layer I'm going to do actually cross-thatched. So go back, take the spoon, give it another bunch of this. And I'm actually going to mix in some of the Victoria sauce. It's a little spicy, but it's very good. Oh, this is fra Diavolo. Let me show you. This is the trick of restaurants, man. Half of the restaurants in Manhattan use this sauce, and you don't have to worry about it being too saucy because the no-boil noodles really do suck up all the juice. Okay, and now we're going to do a little more meat. And you repeat until you run out of ingredients. Now, actually, in this layer, since it's not the top layer, you may want to start adding some mutts. You don't have to add a lot. I'm going to just shred a little in there, right on top of the ricotta. And I'm going to add some Peccorino Romano, or some Parmesan, whichever type I have. They're both similar. Some consider it Peccorino Romano, a brand name. And yeah, a layer of salt and pepper, because you always want to season your stuff. So we go kaplunk. Such a great word, right? Kaplunk. Kaplunk. Whoa, this one-hand camera stuff. It's not working. One day I'll have a cameraman. Alright, we're just gonna jazz that up a little bit. Okay, now I'm gonna go get my mutts ready. I have it right here. So I have Peccorino Romano, and I have some low moisture mutts. So see if I could, let me pause the camera and just show you the next phase. I like two hands. Alright, I put a little mutts on top. Alright. Got a little Peccorino Romano, which you could be generous with on the lower layer because it's just like so. And again, another little bit of salt and pepper. Don't have to worry about the sodium. Mega high calorie food anyway. And I'm going to use more of the tomato puree just to keep it liquid. And I'm going to top it with another layer of noodles, the rest of the fresh unmixed ricotta, and the rest of the chopped meat I have. So there we go. Now I'm going to do these noodles sideways. So what you do is you break them. They're nice and easy to break. So you go like that. Put that piece on the side. Do another one. Now I have little bits left over. These are the spoils of war. Not a perfect fit. Don't worry about it because, like I said, get this. See the way it don't fit? You do this, you just break the corner and stuff it in. We still messed up. Take off another little bit. There, boom, in the corner. And one more. A little more. Bada boom. Alright, now we have a nice tight seal. Okay? Take the rest. I'll get the spoon out of here. The rest of this tomato puree. Like so. More for Diavolo. That means the Devil's Brothers or something. It does have a nice bit of... Now you can do anything you want. You can put sausage, you can put, but I just stick it to the way I've been eating it for 40 years of my life. And it seems to work good for me. Now, I got this spoon right here. I don't really need to worry about mixing a little sauce with the meat, like I said, because as we all know, it's all going down the same hatch. You just want to make sure you kind of spread it out. It doesn't have to be perfect, and I'm running out, so I don't want it to be over meaty on one side and not meaty enough on another. Although it may be doing that by default. And bam. Done with that. Pan in the sink. A little more ricotta. It's always giving me a hard time. Alright. I will put this seasoned ricotta on the end. Because waste not, want not. And then I'll use some of the fresh, unseasoned ricotta. Do that like so. Now this is going to be tricky because you want to actually seal the steam in with this without going crazy. So once again, a little more Peccorino Romano. And I'm going to shred some, and I'm going to shred some mutts on top, and then I'll show you how I cover it for sealing it in the oven. Alright everybody, now here we are, last layer of mutts, palm. Used up all the rest of the ricotta, a couple of drops of sauce, salt and pepper, a little garlic powder on top, because what the hell. And now I'm going to show you how to make a no-bake lasagna, a no-boil lasagna, excuse me, without going dry or tasting horrible. So the secret is you have to use two types of wrap. The first one is saran wrap, and that will melt in the oven, but there's a trick to it. So what you do is you put it over. Okay, you can use 2 layers because it is delicate, but you just want to get it nice and airtight, right? I'm going to do another layer. Okay, and now I'm going to go over that. See how it's nice and wrapped around? And now I'm going to go over that with foil. I'm going to do a double foil as well. That's one foil. What does the foil do is, alright, if you just use foil, the sauce will eat away the aluminum and it will go into your food. Okay? And if you use the saran wrap, it not only protects the foil. Let me just put this on the side. It not only protects the foil from the sauce, but it protects the saran wrap from the oven heat. So they're both codependent on each other. The saran wrap keeps the acid of the sauce from eating the foil, and the saran wrap keeps the moisture in the lasagna to cook the no-bake noodle. Now, what we do is we take this, excuse me, I'm going to put that on a baking tray because it may boil over. Now, my oven isn't quite preheated yet. And this was a very spontaneous decision of mine to make the video. But, you know what? It takes so long. My oven's at 190 now. I'm just going to drop it in. have it on convection also, which makes it, excuse me, got a blast of pepper there. And we're going to do it for 2 hours at 350 on convection. And I would, of course, advise anyone to check it in like an hour and a half. So we have it on 2 minutes, start, and that's all you got to do. Now here's the trick too. Once you get about, I would say, an hour and 30 minutes in, you could actually take the covers off, both the saran wrap and the tin foil, and then allow the oven, since the noodles have been moistened and softened, to brown with the oven. They will not really brown. The sides will brown, but the top won't. So I'm going to check back with that in a little bit. Thanks. Well, just popping in with a side note, my oven's still got an hour and 48 to go, but I made a nice little salad. That's romaine, lettuce, tomato, onions, 2 types of cheeses, cheddar and mozz, and Parmesan, a little bit sprinkled, salt and pepper, and Thousand Islands dressing. And that's because lasagna has absolutely no roughage in it. Alright, and I'll be back with the lasagna in a little bit. Alright, so this is in 50 minutes, and I decided to check it, and actually, it looks right. See the way it's all melty and not browned? So what I'm going to do is I'm going to peel off the top, right, peels off the foil, and now I'm going to put it back in the oven, and it's going to drip a little bit, and it's going to make a mess, but it's going to get that nice browned color on top, and the noodles are soft. So you put this here, open this oven, put the tray back in, close it up, and what I'm going to do is I'm going to adjust the timer for 30 minutes. Now, I don't expect your oven to cook as fast because this is a brand new oven. This is a brand new oven. This is on convect, so convect is always quicker than regular baking. And we're going to check in with it so it'll be a total of an hour and a half, but we'll check in again. Hey, alright, so we got 30 seconds left. And there it is. So I'm going to pull it out of the oven, get a nice close-up on it. It's all crispy. Looks good. Just to make sure. Yep. Totally cooked. There's no crunchy noodles left. And I'm going to let it cool a little bit. And that should be the extent of my quickie lasagna. And I'll let you see it plated up in the next round, and this video is done. Alright, so I got them plated. I took it out cut them off at about 10 minutes. It's still a little hot, but if I waited another 10 minutes it would have been more solid. But I'm going to go in for the kill right now and tell you how it cooked. Absolutely perfect. Doesn't need salt, pepper, or anything. It's perfectly seasoned, delicious lasagna. Now, thank you for watching my video, and I hope you try it and enjoy. Leave a comment, and that's it. Once again, if you want me to run down, I used low moisture mozz. I used Galbani Ricotta with egg in it, salt and pepper. I used Tuttoroso crushed tomatoes and mixed it with a little Victoria fra Diavolo sauce. There was, in every layer, I put Peccorino Romano, salt and pepper, and mozzarella in the 2 top layers, and baked it an hour with the double cover, and a half an hour with no cover. in a convection oven, which is at 350. And if you don't have a convection oven, you may have to add another 10 minutes or so. But that's it. Very impressive. And thanks for watching.